This is God's appointed way of uplifting him. In the narrative of Genesis there comes a point in the story of Abram when God changes his name. This is susceptible to many different interpretations, and some people simply see the first and most obvious, that it marks the point at which God makes a promise to him, and establishes the covenant of circumcision. However, many people fail to realize that Abram was not arbitrarily chosen for this privilege. Prior to that time he had lived a very good life as a man of ideals, and so it was that God was able to use him. Even today it is common practice for those who dedicate themselves to the service of God, to receive a new name, putting behind them the name they have used in the world and thus indicating their acceptance of God's call, as indeed did Abram through the covenant of circumcision. There are a number of messages that spring from the change of names from Abram and Sarai to Abraham and Sarah. This was apparently one of the last actions of Melchizedek when he was on earth, and was followed by the birth of Isaac. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the new name means that the account changes from describing a man with ideals to one who has actually become a believer. A believer is one who is really following the spiritual path. He is a man of faith, and the last saying in this chapter explains the true value of faith. Those who conceal their faith reduce its value. When hidden from God its Father, such faith clings only to human values. In other words, faith is only of real value when it is manifested forth to others, so that they too can benefit therefrom. St. James explains this in his epistle, James 2:14-20, before concluding with the famous words, "Faith without works is dead." The sayings of Melchizedek prefigure this concept and then go on to consider the life of one who is filled with faith in a further series of messages. This next chapter deals with the effect of faith on the spiritual man, and there are a number of messages on this subject. We begin by considering the man of faith approaches life on earth, already consecrated to God. Thus he is enabled to complete his earthly incarnations.